Hi everybody, this is Miss Madeline coming to you from the garden at Gilbert Park. It's February, which is Black History Month. Today we are going to learn about food systems and some of the people who contribute to the complex ways we all get our food every day. Because it's Black History Month, which I think should be every month, we are going to highlight some Black farmers and activists who are really shaping the future of the food system. At the end of this lesson, we will be asking you to help plan your school garden by choosing plants that represent your family or culture. What is one thing you have eaten today? Today in my sandwich, I had some lettuce, like we have here in the garden. But my lettuce didn't come from the garden. Where do you think it came from? We might get our food from the grocery store, a farmer's market, a food pantry, many different places. But sometimes it's hard to imagine where that food started out and how it gets to where we can buy it and bring it home. The lettuce I ate today didn't come from this garden. It came from somewhere else. Probably a farm in California where it was planted by a farmer, tended to, weeded, picked by farm workers, packaged up, washed, shipped, sent all the way to a big distribution center, to a grocery store, and finally to me. First stage of the food system is production, how all of our food is grown and raised. That often happens on farms and sometimes even in gardens like this one. When you picture a farmer, what do you see? Do you think farm work is important? Why or why not? Is anyone in your family a farmer? Would you ever want to be a farmer? Why or why not? During Black History Month, you might learn about people like George Washington Carver, who was a soil scientist and a professor who made huge innovations in agriculture and fought for farm workers' rights. In addition to the really important lessons we can learn about Black history, we can also celebrate Black futures and highlight some of the Black folks who are doing amazing work and changing the way we grow food today. I'm really excited to introduce to you Leah Penniman. She is a farmer, a writer, an educator, an activist who has a beautiful farm in New York. Here is a little video clip to introduce you to Leah Penniman and have you see the awesome work that she does.
We started out as a family farm. We knew that we wanted to grow food for our neighbors. We're living in the south end of Albany, which is the USDA terms it a food desert neighborhood. We prefer to talk about food apartheid because deserts are natural phenomenon and racism in the food system is very unnatural. We're talking to our neighbors about it. We got a lot of encouragement to start a farm and then to do doorstep delivery in that neighborhood. So that's how it started. There was demand for training programs that were culturally sensitive for Black and Latino folks, so we kind of developed that. So I feel like we're very much in conversation with the movement and in conversation with our community.
Some of the things I've learned from listening to Leah Penniman is that a lot of the crops that we grow, the tools that we use, and the methods we use in gardening and farming today came from people in African countries. For example, the hoe is a tool that is super useful in a garden. I use one all the time, and it actually came from Africa. The next person I want to introduce to you is Ron Finley. He is known as the Gangsta Gardener, and he has been really inspirational with his style of gardening in the streets, gardening wherever he can find a spot of land. He has brought food and beauty and greenery and lusciousness and life to neighborhoods that really don't have enough of that. Here's a clip of Ron Finley that will teach you a little bit more about his work.
Home of the drive-through and the drive-by. Funny thing is, the drive-throughs are killing more people than the drive-by. It's my gospel. I'm telling people, grow your own food. Growing your own food is like printing your own money. To change the community, you have to change the composition of the soil. We are the soil.
Leah Penniman and Ron Finley are great examples of Black farmers who are reclaiming the work of growing food as a way to support their communities. They are helping to reconnect Black and Brown people to the land and their food, and they are actively growing food in a way that is more harmonious with nature and with the environment. By learning about a few Black farmers who are doing really important work, we can celebrate all the ways that different cultures grow and share food. You and your family have your own culture, and there are lots of different cultures represented at your school. So we want to hear from you about what you think we should grow in our garden that might represent you and your family's culture. Your activity for this lesson is to fill out our survey, so you can click on whatever crops you think we should grow, and there's a space to type in some other ones if you are not seeing your favorite crop on the list. And you can also tell us a little bit about why you're choosing those plants if you want to. This way we can plan our garden for the spring, summer, and fall in a way that represents all of the awesome diversity and the cultural knowledge that we have here at our school. Now that you're thinking about foods that you love, that represent your family, it might be a good time to take a moment and show some gratitude to those foods. So choose a fruit, vegetable, or herb that you've been thinking about. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and really focus on that food, what it's like to eat it. Imagine what it tastes like. What does it smell like? What texture is it? Is it juicy? Is it crunchy? Let's take a deep breath and just say a silent thank you, because there are a lot of different living things, different people who have made it possible for that food to show up at your house. Thanks for joining me today to learn about some awesome farmers, to celebrate Black history and Black futures, and thank you for your input on what we should grow in our school garden. See you next time.